The morning sky was unusually clear as Melissa Thorne stepped into the cozy living room of the log cabin where she had grown up. The smell of fresh coffee lingered on the table, and birdsong drifted in through a half-open window. She took a deep breath, bracing herself for the unusual family meeting her mother had called. As the eldest child, Melissa was no stranger to responsibility. Her younger brother, Bradley, had always been the family's golden boy. In her memories, the two of them playing under the backyard tree remained vivid, but so did the countless messes she'd had to clean up after him. Cautious by nature, she'd always stepped in to smooth things over. Melissa's childhood was a series of quiet sacrifices. When Bradley got into trouble at school, Melissa went to apologize to the teachers. When he stole money from their mother's wallet, she silently replaced it with her own. Every time she told herself, just this once, for the family. Her parents offered little recognition, dry thanks at best, but from one person she received more than acknowledgement, her great-aunt Eleanor. Eleanor was an independent woman, a sharp investor with a soft heart. From an early age, she taught Melissa about money, how to budget, how to read financial statements, and how to spot people who might take advantage of her generosity. They spent countless afternoons on the porch, Eleanor turning compound interest and financial freedom into fairy tales. Following in Eleanor's footsteps, Melissa became a respected financial advisor. She worked hard, building her reputation on transparency and care. From her small downtown office, she and Veronica, her co-founder and best friend, launched a financial service tailored for independent women. Everything seemed to be on track until Eleanor passed away. The will was read in a quiet office, with only Melissa, attorney Calvin Spencer, and the ticking wall clock for company. Eleanor had left everything, her suburban estate, investment portfolio, precious jewelry, and heirlooms, to Melissa, along with explicit instructions. Do not sell the house, do not break up the investments, and under no circumstances let anyone else take control. Weeks later, Melissa received a message from her mother. "Can you come home? We need a family meeting. It's important." Around the same time, Veronica informed her that Bradley was gambling again, this time with cryptocurrency and high-interest short-term loans. Melissa's suspicions about the meeting's true purpose grew. She turned to Calvin. The veteran lawyer frowned. "Your father's been asking how to amend the will. He's trying to consolidate the assets into a family trust under his control." Melissa was stunned. To verify, she visited Dennis Watkins, the family accountant. Dennis revealed Bradley owed over $300,000 to creditors and the IRS. Worse still, her parents were considering liquidating Eleanor's assets to rescue him. Realizing she couldn't wait, Melissa searched her father's home office. What she found confirmed her fears: documents detailing a plan to transfer Eleanor's wealth into a new trust, and emails discussing legal strategies to challenge the will if Melissa resisted. She knew then she had to act fast. Melissa consulted Diana Roberts, an expert in trust law. Diana proposed an irrevocable trust, transferring all of Eleanor's assets into it. Within 3 intense days, Diana and Calvin's teams worked nonstop, reorganizing investment documents, changing ownership titles, and filing legal confirmations. Melissa even went to the bank herself to retrieve the jewelry from the family's safe deposit box, just in case. The family meeting was tense from the start. Her mother, eyes anxious, handed her a draft document to transfer assets into a new trust, one her parents would control. "You just need to sign it, for Bradley, for the family." Melissa looked around the room, then gently set the pen down. "I've moved everything into an irrevocable trust. No one can touch it now." Bradley shot up, shouting, "You betrayed us!" Her mother froze. Her father's face turned red with anger. "You don't know what you're doing." "I know exactly what I'm doing. I'm honoring Eleanor's wishes." A few days later, she received a call from Uncle Thomas, her mother's estranged brother. He sighed into the phone. "Your parents have been financially bankrupt for years, Melissa. They've been holding it all together with smoke and mirrors, and your aunt's money was their last hope." That conversation broke her. She wasn't just fighting over money. She was confronting a broken family held together by silence and illusion. But Melissa didn't walk away. Instead, she called another family meeting with Calvin and Diana present. There, she presented a three-part plan. Bradley would enter inpatient treatment for gambling addiction. She would help her parents with a financial recovery plan, separate from the trust, and they would address Bradley's legal debts transparently and strategically. At first, silence filled the room. Then her mother, eyes wet, whispered, "I'm sorry. We were wrong." For the first time in years, Bradley nodded without arguing. "I'll try. For you." 6 months passed. Bradley now lived at a horticultural center on the outskirts of town. The program combined treatment with hands-on work. He wrote to Melissa weekly, describing how he was learning to care for plants and himself. Her parents had sold their large home and moved into a smaller apartment. They asked for her help managing expenses, and for the first time, began to learn real financial responsibility. One afternoon, while cleaning Eleanor's study, Melissa found an unopened letter tucked into an old leather journal. The handwriting was unmistakable. "Dearest Melissa, I know you'll face hard decisions, but you are strong, fair, and true. The inheritance I leave you is not just property or stocks, but the right to choose your life. Use it as a shield, not just to protect yourself, but to lift others when it feels right. And remember, kindness doesn't mean saying yes to everything. Sometimes it means having the courage to say no." That evening, the family gathered for a simple dinner: roast chicken, steamed vegetables, and apple pie baked by her mother. No one mentioned the past. But when Bradley poured his mother a glass of water and her father asked about Melissa's work, she understood. They were beginning again. Not perfect, but honest. And that was all Eleanor ever wanted.